your chosen study degree has a big impact on your life because everything builds on this first step. So choosing right is very important. Here's my 5-step plan for you to figure out what to study. Pause the video for each step that you can do. Don't just listen to this video on 2x speed and then never implement anything. I mean, why would you watch the video even? So step 1, write down what you like. Actually, do it right now. We have further steps building up on this. Okay, now list up what you like. Don't limit yourself. If you like archery, playing the saxophone, or cleaning, write it down. Write everything down. Think about which classes you enjoyed in school. Write down at least 15 things you enjoy, maybe even 25. You can imagine it as a funnel. First, we're going very big, very broad, and later on, we're gonna narrow it down, okay? So put down everything you can think of. This is important because it will train your mind to think further than you have done before. So if you've done that, let's move on to the next step. Step 2, write down your strengths and weaknesses. Think about what you're good at and also what you're bad at. Be brutally honest with you here. However, that's not enough. When I did that, I noticed that many times I actually don't even know whether I'm good at something or not, and whether I just think I'm good at something. So in addition, ask other people. Ask your siblings and parents. However, don't stick to only them because they're family. They only know you from one perspective. Ask your friends from sports. Ask your friends from high school. If you have a job, ask the people there. But don't do that next week. I want you to do this right now. Here is a message on the screen. I used a similar one when I was asking friends of mine to give me honest feedback. Send this one to at least 10 people right now, either as a text message or as an email. I promise this will help you immensely later on. So do it right now so that you're not upset with yourself later on that you forgot to do it. Pause the video now and do it. Once you have done that, you will get the messages and you can group them. You'll hear a lot of things that you have never thought of. And most importantly, you will hear similar things over and over again. These seem then to be your strengths and weaknesses, the things that several people mention about you. Step 3. Think about the lifestyle you want to have later on. Write it down now. I will give you a couple of questions to think about. Think about what kind of lifestyle you want to have later on. So think about how much money do you want to earn and need to spend? When do you want to retire? And do you want to retire at all? Do you like remote jobs so that you can travel and move around a bit free? Or do you like an office where you have friends and stability? Do you want to work really hard every day? Or do you actually just want to have a job that is kind of chill, which gets you by so that you have more time for friends and family? If a certain monetary threshold is important to you, you can check out 2 platforms that are very common in Germany. They are called Kununu and Glassdoor. You can just search these portals and it will show you how much people earn on average for that specific job and also how they rate the job. You can see what people write about, how long they work, what the working conditions are, and more. Now, if you've done that, and only if you've done that, we're gonna move on to step 4. Step 4 is to actually think about which jobs match your interests, skills, and the future lifestyle you want, and narrow it down. And yes, I'm talking about jobs because after all, you want to choose a study degree that fits with what you want to work later on, because that's the point of studying. So write down 10 jobs or professions you can see yourself in. It doesn't have to be as specific as a Java backend developer. Maybe just software engineering is a good start. So write down 10 possible professions. Now, once you've done that and you look at the list, you'll probably find out that maybe only 3 or 5 of them really match with your interests, skills, and desired lifestyle. Step 5 is to then dig deeper into these. Ask people who have these jobs questions about their lives. Ask your parents if they know someone who is doing that job. Ask them what they would have done differently in hindsight. They will know what is important, what was wasted time, and what they would do now instead. Go to university and just sneak in a couple of lectures of the corresponding degree, if that is possible in your country. Furthermore, maybe you can learn how to code right now, or try some electronics, or get yourself introductory books on the topics that you might want to study. This will also give you an idea of what you're getting yourself into before you fully commit to it. If you hate doing one of these things, even if it brings a lot of money later on, don't do it. I have worked some jobs before that I didn't like, and I have never done anything more frustrating in my life. Even though I made money, I felt miserable in those times. So by leaning a bit more into these fields, you'll learn what you like and what you like less. Finally, now choose one thing based on your experience. Don't make a pro and cons list. They will only make the decision way harder and confusing because everything has pros and cons and it's just too difficult to rate them. It will be frustrating because there will not be one clear winner. So, what you do instead, just dive into these topics and then listen to your gut feeling. What feels better? Which degree now is the most exciting to you? I'm asking this because you have narrowed it down to good choices that match your future plans. So between these 3 to 5 things, There is no wrong choice. So then it becomes more important to look at what you feel about these programs. Because if you're naturally more curious about one of these, this will likely give you the energy and motivation to push through the degree and enjoy it. And hopefully you will stay excited and happy throughout your job later on. One last note, if you start studying and you somehow feel that this is not for you, that is fine, don't worry, you can still change. Having a plan right now is good and valuable because it gives you a direction. However, you'll always have the freedom to adjust later on. So don't over-obsess and over-engineer. You can always change and move on once you have more information. The important thing is that you start moving now. See you next time. I'm rooting for you. Keep growing.